Hi, this is a review of the orderIT trading system for January 21st, 2021. We had 3 trades on that day, 2 were buys and 1 was short side. The first trade is CLNE. That's Clean Energy Fuels Corporation. It tripped at 11:36 a.m. Price of 10.23. It was a buy. It closed the day at 10.18. Actually down 3.96%, and actually down every morning, down 1.7%, so it's actually down quite a bit. So we'll see if there's any opportunity here. So tripped at 11:30, tripped right around this time. Yeah. 10:22. Let's see. It did come back to it did come back at the end of the day a bit, but looking at the price, there wasn't really much activity above the trading point. I'm not going to consider that a positive opportunity just because the price is not really giving me the indication that there was lots of opportunity there. OBV is actually looking good. MACD came up, bounced a little bit, but it looked like it was coming up for most of the day. DI is coming up most of the day. So, they all look good. In terms of that, the indicators are showing a good possibility. It was moving positive even though it was down from previous close. Opening a pre-market, it's showing that it's down a bit. That's to me a question mark. If I didn't have that, I would say it's definitely impossible. The indicators, though, they look okay. They don't look terrible. If I saw heavily negative, in general, I'd say okay. But in general, the indicators are showing a somewhat positive direction. And you see the end of the day, DI showing very strong positive during the afternoon. So I'm going to say it's a possible, just because of the indicators. Pre-market not giving me that feeling, but I say the indicators are. This could be just an aspect of people selling out pre-market, or the manipulators, fucking around with the stock, it's obviously to put it in a situation or place that they want it. Which you don't know much about. You don't know much about the market manipulations. You know that this stuff happens all the time. So I'll say this could be the result of a lot of reasons. Stock is down, but it was moving up. It was down from previous close. And I'm just going to take a look at the. Yeah, he's not supposed to show the long term. Okay, anyways, I'm going to leave it as a possible. Next trade is BLNK. And that is Blank Charging Company. It tripped at 12:45 p.m. at a price of 46.90. It was a buy. It closed the day at 46.10. It was up 2.51%. Yeah. You see pre-market it showing that it lost pretty much what it gained the day before yesterday. Even though it was going fairly strong. It did close below its tripping price, which was around here. Let's see. Up above. Yeah. 27. During this period of 15 minutes, there was time. I'm not going to say that's a positive, but it's a very, 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 iffy positive. It was bouncing up during the period of time just after tripping, and then it dropped a little bit, and see when it came back. In early morning, it's showing it's down. Let's check the indicators to see if they are showing a positive direction on movement. OBD is certainly showing positive. MACD came up a couple of times, and then the afternoon was showing somewhat of a steady decline. So MACD is showing somewhat in the afternoon, it was moving downwards. DI strong in the morning, early afternoon, and then it started moving negative, and it's starting to come back up again late afternoon. Bollinger Band came up in that period of time where the indicator was showing downward activity. Bollinger Band showing basically sideways. You can see it was moving downwards a bit, but not aggressively. I'm going to leave it as a pause just because there was periods of time that it came up. It's just a matter of understanding, that hey, you could have gotten out at that time, and you should have, obviously. But again, a tricky stop. EQIT. That's EQT Corporation. They tripped at 1:40:26 p.m. at a plus 50.53. It was a short sell. They closed the day at 15.99. Strange, the stock that's going up is down, and the stock that's going down is up. That's aggravating, obviously. It's down pre-market a little bit, so I'm going to see potential. No, no potential. No potential. Yeah, it came up right after its drop, so let's see the indicator showing potential possible. It is down pre-market, so it's showing that it could potentially be down. OBD showing downwards. MACD showing sideways, and then a drop. Excuse me, it increased. That's where it increased, and then it was moving down. So end of the day, it was coming down. But DI wise, yeah, DI showed down negative for most of the time, and that spike that it had in the afternoon, and then that it basically came back down again. Closed back, so basically the price movement came up, basically moved sideways, which you see the price. I say, I'm going to say it's a good possible because the indicators are somewhat showing a negative trend, even though not strongly across the board, but it's a good average trend negative wise. So I'm going to leave that as a possible, even though it wasn't 100% possible. Okay, well, not a great day. We only had 1 out of 3 trades that was positive. That's only 33%. But the possible is 100% because of the indicators are showing somewhat a movement in the direction that they have to. And it looks like it's a good possibility that the stock will continue moving down day after. So we'll leave it at that. Well, you can't see it obviously in the thing because you have pre-market movement here, but the market indicators, they were back and forth. I think Nasdaq was down at the end of the day, and I think Dow was up for most of the day. So basically, it was a half and half going on. I think that's what we're seeing here is that the activity is not consistent. So it's tripping, but it's not consistent after it's tripped. And we're seeing the results of it. So unfortunately, it's not a great day. Those are times that happen. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes we're going to run the days like this. And the orderIT system, yes, it's indicating that the activity for the stocks, present that opportunity because of the valuation. And you can see the indicators are in confirmation that the stock looked like it was doing exactly what was being predicted, just was not being able to maintain it. So that's that's just a consequence. I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.